Devonn.
And Pierce.
How you feeling today, bro?
Feeling pretty good. It's nice outside, you know.
Yeah, it's amazing outside.
It's gonna start raining soon, though.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I saw the clouds on my way up here.
Mm.
Yeah. Other than that, though, you know, I'm chilling. It's a nice day. I'm glad it's getting warmer outside for sure.
Definitely. I'm not surprised though. Honestly, this Illinois weather is, as we all know, Illinois weather is bipolar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the other day when it was snowing so much, I was just like, what is going on right
Yeah.
now? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now, but hopefully that was like it. That was the end of it though, so we don't got to worry about that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And we can look on to warmer weather soon. I think it is getting warmer though, like just all around.
Yeah,
Like
all around.
obviously every year it gets warmer at this time. You know what I'm saying? Like in the next coming week, it's supposed to be like at a good temperature. So
Yeah, me personally, if it's 60s and above, I'm cool. Like for me, and certain people from other states like down south be like, oh, 60, that's chilly. It's really not. When you're used to like 12 degrees,
yeah,
10 degrees, that is nothing. And you start to get used to 10 and 12, to be honest with you.
I don't.
No?
No, I mean, it's cold. It's cold regardless.
Yeah.
It's never not cold when it's 10, 12 degrees. But
Right.
I get what you're saying though, 100%. Yeah, I mean, people over in like Cali and like the South, once it hits 60, they got jackets,
Right.
you know, bundled up, and we're over here no jacket, you know,
Exactly.
busting out the flip flops. So
Yeah, even at 50 degrees.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
'Cause,
After winter, yeah, for sure.
hey, you feel unshackled.
Hmm.
You feel me? So I'm enjoying the weather, but I just have a feeling in my heart it won't last, personally.
I think it will. I mean,
We'll see.
I hope. But how will it not last?
I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's
It's gonna have to
rain.
get hotter at some point this year. You know?
I'm sure it will, but I'm sure it's gonna snow some coming time earlier this week. Later this week, it's
I
gonna.
don't think so. I've been checking the weather. It's pretty consistent, I'd say. At least not for snow. I don't think we're gonna get any more snow.
Yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope not. How was your Easter?
Good, man. It was pretty good. I was just kicking it. I had to work in the morning, so it was super dead. Nobody came in, so that was nice.
Yeah.
You know, shouts out to Easter for that. But yeah, I mean, it was just a nice little chill day. How about yours?
It was cool. My thing is, and this is such a ritual, and I can't stand this. We have this in my family. I love her to death. I love auntie to death, but we always end up going to the one family house where it's too small for all of us to be in, because we just gotta go there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I love my auntie, but I don't want to go to that town house no more, man. It was like 20 of us, 30 of us trying to fit in this itty bitty place. Like, some of us end up going outside, and good thing I had good weather, but it's just like, why we gotta hold it there? Like, I know it's, you know, you offer to host it and everything, but I mean, come on, man. It's like 4x4 here. We
I
really
mean,
hold people here.
I don't know. Maybe they want to bring people closer. You know,
Not that
bonding
close.
experience.
Jesus. I guess, but that's way too close.
I
man.
feel you though. I feel you 100%. Good thing there was warm weather though. So
Yeah.
you can go outside a little bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Did you hear about what happened in Sri Lanka?
I heard about it. Like, was it like some attacks going on?
It's a suicide bomber.
I heard about that.
That's crazy to me, and it really puts things in perspective. First off, recipes to everyone who died.
Yeah.
Apparently, 290 people passed away. That's ridiculous.
Rest in peace,
amount.
man. It's crazy.
It is, and I think here in America, we really take for granted the things that we have. Because we in America complain about stuff that we have going on, which rightfully so, but some of it does suck. But at the same time, we're not getting killed for free speech.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, a lot of the problems we complain about are first world problems through and through. And you're 100% right. I mean, things that are like that will ruin our day for us, you know, and it's just a small, you know, oh, my Wi-Fi's out. I'm pissed, you know, and then you're done and your whole day is ruined.
Right.
You know, and then you got someone over just across the ocean and they're getting bombed, you know, that they got to worry about, oh man, hopefully like I live today, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely puts in perspective just the types of problems that we complain about. They're not really big when you look at the grand scheme of things, you know. I mean, there's so much more going on out there, and there's so much that we're protected from living in the United States, you know. Granted, it's not the best, it's not a perfect country, but it's a lot better than a lot of other countries out there that are going through a lot worse, you know, situations right now than we are.
Oh, absolutely. I remember I brought this article up to you. I read the other day that in Saudi Arabia, if a woman is pregnant and has a child out of wedlock, she can either go to jail or be killed. And if her family is predominantly communist, if I remember correctly, odds are the family will kill her. And one thing that they do to combat this is that if a woman is pregnant has a child out of wedlock, they have their kids and then leave in the middle of the street.
Yeah, you were telling me about
that. They run away to protect their own lives. Like, how crazy is that?
It's nuts, man. I can't even like. And another thing is, we're men, so like all that stuff that's going on, a lot of it's geared towards women. You know what I'm saying? So men still live like normal lives, I guess, in that sense, over in countries like that. But the women are really the ones that are, their rights are just taken from them, you know, and it sucks. It really sucks. I really do feel for them because I mean, and that's just historically though. It's been like that for centuries. You know, the women have always been looked at as like the lesser of the two sexes, but which is just not true. Not you know, but and so they just get unfairly treated all the time, and it's just ridiculous some of the stuff that goes on in these other countries that we just don't even. We would never even think about happening over here. You know what I'm saying? Like this would never happen over here. You know, and we're over here complaining because the ice cream machine at McDonald's is broken. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like just,
my tea not sweet enough.
Right, small stuff that you're just like you're really tripping over that. Like, come on. At least you can go home.
Right.
You feel me? At least your home didn't get bombed. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it really puts in perspective just how good we have it over here. Even though we love to say how bad it is over here, you know what I'm saying?
Right, it's really not that bad.
At all.
We're one of the wealthiest countries on the planet. We have the most opportunity. We're very diverse, and like you said, we have freedom. Like I know some immigrants that come here, and even though life may be harder in those other countries, and it comes here, and sometimes life is hard for them, whether it be harder to get a job, harder to financially stabilize themselves, whichever the case may be, they would rather take that struggle here than go back over there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes people want to make problems for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I didn't have a problem getting here, you know, like, no one was yelling at me, I wasn't getting threatened for nothing, you know, I would drive over here, but I could probably create a problem, you know, to feel like it was, my life's that much harder, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it seems like people are trying to compare struggles almost when it comes to just their lives, which is, why would you want to struggle, you know? Like, why would you want to live in that life, you know? Like, sometimes you just gotta accept that you're living in a really good place, you know? Granted, there are problems within the country. Obviously, the place isn't perfect, but I'd much rather take those problems over. I'd much rather take a dealing with Trump than, oh man, is that a air raid siren going off? Like, I better get under, you know, duck and cover. So I'd much rather deal with our problems than a lot of other problems out there in other countries.
Definitely, we have to be a lot more grateful for what we have, what we stand for. Realize the entire situation itself, you know, because if, you know, there's a movie, Freaky Friday. Say we were to switch with somebody, and we were to switch with some 22-year-old man in a war-torn country, or if you're a woman and you switch with them, life's gonna be rough.
I mean, you got kids that gotta grow up quick. I'm talking not even like 10, 11 years old.
Carrying guns,
you know, like, we're just so, as much as connected as we are to the outside world, we're also just so disconnected. You know what I'm saying? Because we see everything in rose-colored glasses almost, I feel like. Because the struggles from the other, you know, just the rest of the world and not as developed countries. Because obviously, you know, like places in Europe, but, you know, they're doing good and stuff like that. But I'm talking about the lesser developed second, third world countries, you know, like it's like a matter of survival every day almost for some of these places, you know, and thank God that we don't have to worry about that, at least, and I'm sure there are people in our country that do have to worry about that, and that's a problem that needs to get fixed, but at least thank God the majority of us don't have to deal with that every day, you know, and I don't even know what goes into keeping it that way. I'm sure there's so much struggle and fight that we don't even know about that goes into just keeping America, if that makes sense.
Status quo.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, sometimes it's nice to kind of just take a look at what's really going on out there. You know, just to humble yourself a little bit. Like, man, like, I actually got it pretty good over here, you know? Like, I shouldn't be so negative and think everyone's out to get me when really no one's out to get me in a sense, you know?
Right. I completely agree. You know, it's also in the sense that sometimes we create problems for each other. We, like you said, we sit here and maybe so that we feel better about ourselves, so that we can feel, you know, a certain type of way, we don't feel as bad, kind of like a guilt thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that when we have problems in our lives, we need to stop always blaming the other person and look within ourselves so we can fix it first.
Oh yeah,
before
definitely.
anything else.
Definitely. Know? I mean, no one's gonna help you but you. You know, like you may get help from outside, but at the end of the day, excuse me, if you want help, you gotta help yourself. You know, and yeah, sometimes it does seem like people are just kind of making problems for themselves or creating things or making it harder than it needs to be. I don't know why, you know, maybe, I mean, I guess I could see some people just wanting to get help, you know, like making a problem for themselves so that somebody else can come and help them so they can, you know, get attention or whatever the case is. I mean, there's all types of reasons why people would do that, but I mean, it's definitely out there, you know, kind of create the struggles that you're not necessarily going through, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. Next thing I really want to touch on is today's Earth Day.
Yeah.
And global warming is it's a really big issue. I don't think people really understand. I know there are a lot of controversial topics people talk about that they can kind of ignore or say this isn't really that, but you can't ignore global warming. You can't ignore what's happening to our planet.
Yeah. I don't get how it's not a bigger. I mean, it is a big deal, and there are things being done about it. You know, there are plenty of countries that are, you know, vowing to, you know, be 100% clean energy by like 2030, stuff like that. And so that's dope. And you got the Paris Agreement where you got all these countries like basically agreeing to try to just be cleaner. Although I think I'm pretty sure the U.S. pulled out of that. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure the individual states agreed with them. So I know Illinois is a part of the Paris Agreement. So that's good. You know, so there are people out there that recognize what's going on. And a lot of presidential candidates in the up-and-coming elections at least seem to have some type of idea and some plan. So we'll see how that goes. I guess it really depends on who gets in office and where they're getting their money from. You know, but it's kind of scary, man.
It is.
Just because it's almost as if, yeah, on a personal level, you could do stuff like you can get a reusable water bottle, you know, cut down on the plastic, you know, turn your water off when you're brushing your teeth, you know what I'm saying, or just try to, you know, not use paper towels, just use a washcloth and just wash it instead of, you know, just running through paper towels or electric cars. There's so many things that you can do as an individual, but at the end of the day, if only you're doing that, you know, it almost feels like you're helpless.
Right.
In a sense, like, because you can do your part, but if no one else is gonna help, or if no one else is gonna, if everyone's just gonna ignore it, or say it's not true, or you know, or I'm not gonna have to deal with this, like I'll be dead when it actually affects the earth, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, you will, but think about your kids, grandkids, your neighbors, your friends. You know, there's so many other people are gonna be affected by the decisions we're making now. I mean, it's like you have to care. You know, like why would you not care?
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get that type of mentality.
I don't get it either, because it's just like you have a house, you keep your house clean.
Yeah, hey.
You know, and I'm saying that. But
most people.
Most people.
Keeps their house clean.
Exactly. You know, my house is relatively clean. If you live here, you need to. You know, you live here, you feed here. Why would you not want to take care of it? Because without this, we gonna be floating in space.
Well, you know, a lot of it I think has to do with just people aren't educated on the effects of not, you know, trying to be at least like recycling or how much meat they're eating and what goes into like producing the amount of meat that we eat, which we eat way too much meat as Americans. In the world, yes, but as Americans, we eat a lot of meat, like so much more than we need to, and that's actually so bad for the environment. Like, if you can, I'm not gonna get into the specifics, but like it gets pretty crazy just thinking about how much it takes to just produce that much meat and how bad the animals are treated, and it's just like, it's overwhelming. But I mean, it's if more people knew the consequences of their actions and knew ways to just do normal everyday things just in a cleaner way for the environment, then yeah, I'm sure most people would. The earth itself would be cleaner, but it's not taught. You know, it's not really taught in schools unless you're taking a class that's actually speaking on it. You know, I'm not hearing it anywhere just on the daily, like, I'm not hearing any news about like, oh, this is how you can do this, you know, cleaner ways. I'm not seeing anything out there that's letting people know You know, so where are people supposed to get this information from? Unless they go and look it up themselves, and obviously most people aren't looking it up themselves. You know,
we are even though this country is one of the smartest countries, and we have so much at our fingertips, but yet we are so ignorant to a lot of different things. We don't educate ourselves on a lot of stuff. If you guys see any rumbling in the background, that's another one of our trains going through. Is we are the only radio station on the planet that is inside of a train station, a ticket booth. But as I was saying, we are a very ignorant country. We don't educate ourselves on a lot of stuff. We don't do our research. A lot of statements that we make are emotional things that we hear about on the news instead of going to take time to figure out ourselves. Mm-hmm. So you have a bunch of people who just think one way instead of a country full of free thinkers. They can think however they want to think.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and you know, we're all victims of it. I'm sure I'm a victim of it. I'm sure you're a victim of it. Whoever's listening is a victim of it. You know, like you see things on the internet, you see how people are reacting, and that's going to shape how you react. Mm. You know, so it happens. But I try to. I've been making a point to trying to, like, if I see an article about something, before I look at comments about how people are reacting, I at least try to read some of it, be like, okay, form my opinion before I see other people's opinions. Mm. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of information at our fingertips, but I mean, you got to think about what people are looking at more. What keeps their attention and stuff. And I'm sure realistically, reading facts about the environment and how to be cleaner just isn't interesting to read about. You know what I'm saying? And the headlines aren't there. The certain celebrities aren't backing it, so they don't really care. You know, they're only gonna look at, I don't know, bikini pictures of what celebrities wearing what bikini, or how did you lose so much weight, and how did you look? You know, it doesn't matter at all, but it's gonna keep their attention because that's what's pushed. You know, but I mean, you're 100% right. We have all this information at our fingertips, but when do we really use the technology that we have to its fullest extent, and not just for like pleasure? You know, it's gonna take that. It's gonna take something really dumb to happen. The things that cause, I listened to a podcast. And one thing that they brought up that causes change is that either somebody has to die or something really like stupid happens. And then we go and we change something instead of just seeing it as an issue now and then changing it and preventing that. I agree with that. Something's going to have to happen. But stuff has already happened, you know, when it comes to like climate change. You know, like there's animals going extinct. I mean, the polar ice caps are melting. You got deforestation just rampant, you know. We're not gonna have anything left. That's what I'm saying. So are we gonna have to wait until we don't have anything left and the oceans are like stupid polluted and it's getting hotter, or just weather's getting more extreme? Because it's not just that, it's getting really hot, you know, and when it snows, deforestation clearly there's no global warming because it's snowing outside. Well, that's not the point. It's how extreme it is, you know, the weather is, or how extreme the storms are. You know, I mean, I can't imagine. We just had stupid amount of hurricanes, last year, the last couple of years. I can't imagine what's going to happen this year, you know. Like, let's hope nothing really devastating happens. But, I mean, those are the effects of global warming, you know. And the more that we kind of push it away and not think about it and be like, well, that's not the reason, and blah, 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 and just pick up other different things and never put money towards real solutions, you know, that are actually going to affect the environment, you know, we're just kind of going off the deep end without a paddle. I don't know if that makes sense, but I try my best. But either way, like, it's all good. No, I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just going. We're jumping off a plane with no parachute. Basically. Yeah. Basically. Absolutely. It's self-destructive. Mm-hmm. It's almost like we have too much power. Yeah, I mean, we think we can fly until we see the ground approaching us, and then we're looking for our parachute. Exactly. Never brought it. You know, you're right. I catch your drift. I got you, bro. Somebody else out there got you too, but you know, it's just at this point, it's just a matter of doing it. If you can't make the change on a bigger level, you got to make a change within yourself on a smaller community level. Mm-hmm. If you obviously we can't walk into the White House like, hey, we need to recycle more. Boom, they're not really gonna care. But if you know, start changing at home by yourself. Start recycling by yourself. Tell your neighbor to recycle. Your family, your brother, your uncle, your aunt, your niece. Start there. Any change starts within you, and you can start locally from that point. Because if you can't change everything, you change what's around you, and that counts for something. 100%. You know, and like you said, once you start doing stuff, and you could tell your friends and your family to start doing stuff, and then they pick it up, and then they start telling their friends and family, and then it just kind of spreads. And that's also educating people. That goes back to what I was saying. But just you have to educate people on just what to do, how to do it, the consequences of not doing it, and just all this different stuff. And once they know about it, it's kind of like, oh man, like I really need to do something. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, like you said, you may not be able to do something on a grand scale, but at least you can, throw your bottle in recycling.
Yeah, because it's not that hard.
At all. It really isn't. You just kind of got to think about it.
You know what else bothers me? And people who ride in my car do this all the time, especially dudes. They'll eat something and toss out the window.
Yeah, man. I hate that.
I pull over,
like, yo,
pick it up,
doing, bro.
You tweaking, pick it up. Bananas, biodegradable, pick it up. I don't care, bro.
That's one thing, banana peels. But if it's plastic, anything that isn't a food, I guess. It's only ever banana peels, that I guess gets thrown out of my car when it comes to like food related items. Like it's plastic. Or cups, or
they set it outside the
takeout
car.
boxes, whatever it is. It's just like, come on.
That's so grimy. Yeah. Like, I keep a garbage bag in my car on purpose. Now, my car, junky, I'll admit. But at least my junk is on the ground.
Yeah, that's true. But where does it go when you clean your car out? You know what I'm saying? Like,
true that. So, a lot of times when I clean my car out, I'm just
tossing it, exactly. Because you don't even think about it. And I do the same thing. I'm just like, I have a garbage bag in my car, but I throw stuff in there. And then I just throw it away, But I'm like, I could take this somewhere, or I could split it up, and but it's just
it's a lot.
It's not even a lot of work.
It's not. It's a time, but
it's
it's a lot to remember. Mm-hmm. Like to sit down and remember, like crap, like I gotta remember to go separate my bottles and my wrappers.
But once you do it, once it becomes a habit, it's just gonna be happening. Right, you know what I'm saying? It's already a habit that you're just throwing it out the window. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So once it becomes a habit to just be like, oh, okay, well this is recyclable. Let me go ahead and put it here. Let me put this here. But then at the same time, not all recyclables are the same. I learned this in my environmental bio class. It's actually low key pretty complicated, the whole recycling system.
1, 2, 3. Like milk cartons are not recyclable, right?
I have no idea, bro.
No, I remember I put one in there, but then my mom was like, it's not recyclable, and then she made me put in the garbage. I think. So I don't think.
No, I think you can recycle. There's certain you can't. Pizza boxes, you can't recycle a greasy pizza box.
Because it's greasy?
Because you know what I'm saying? I think there's just certain things you can't recycle, or if you got plastics that have paper on it, you got to take the paper off first before you, and so there's so much stuff that goes into that, and a lot of times, certain recyclables can only you have to take them to a certain building, they don't just get picked up, you feel me? But if you don't know where that building's at, or if it's not one close to you, then it's like, well, I gotta go throw it away. I'm pretty sure batteries and stuff like that, they can be recycled, but you can't put them in the recycling bin. You feel me?
So electronical, I know in the city of Waukegan, I don't know if they do anymore. They used to have an electronic drop off where you can just go and drop off electronic. Because I know before, if you throw certain stuff away in the trash, you can get your ticket.
Yeah.
So I know certain places, my mom had me load up my car full of old keyboards or computer screens. Just go and we give it to them. So they can recycle.
And they can do whatever they do with it. But that's what I'm saying. That not everyone knows that. And then I could see how that some people wouldn't want to have to go do that extra step, even though it is saving the environment. To them it's too much. You feel me? So I don't know how easy it has to be, but how much how lazy does one person have to be to not be willing to help out the earth? You feel me? Right. This is the earth. You know what I'm saying? It's not just it's I don't know, man. A lot of times people don't think, and this is me too, but what we're on right now, it's just so mind-boggling. How this is here, how it's just chilling, and it's just supporting life, and it gives us food, air. Just there's so much going on. People just take that for granted. They don't realize the beauty of earth. You feel me?
Absolutely, great point, bro. All right, guys, we'll take a quick commercial break. Get to work for my sponsors. We'll be right back. Thank you for listening. 98.3. Let's break. You brought up a really good point about, and I want to touch on this really quickly about going to festivals. And you said that you don't know if you want to go to a festival or not.
Yeah, I've never gone to one, so I want to go to one to experience going to a festival.
Right.
But from things I've heard from people, and just thinking about it, I don't know if I necessarily want. I feel like it's a mass amount of people. You know what I'm saying there, so you're gonna want to you're gonna be in a crowded area. Mm-hmm. Water is non-existent.
Or it's $6.
Or you gotta stand in lines all day long. You got people. Doesn't sound like it'd be something that I would want to do.
Right.
Or if you want to see a certain person, okay, you're gonna stand at that stage for the whole day, but then you got other people coming up, different acts that you don't really want to see. Then if you do want to go try to see this person, but there's other people you want to see. By the time you get to them, you're in the way back, so you can barely see them. I just feel like I would spend more time annoyed than enjoying myself at a festival. That's just me personally, though.
Right.
I know some people love going to festivals, and that's dope. Do your thing. I'm not hating on you, but I just feel like personally for me, like I don't know if I would necessarily want to go to if I would enjoy it or go 3 days straight, 4 days straight, like some of these people be doing. I just couldn't do it. Not for me, at least.
I feel you, and that time me and you went saw Cole at Tinley Park. We were thinking, the grass is gonna be lit, cause a bunch of people there, the seats are boring, whatever. We went out there, everyone was drunk, everyone was high, everyone was just standing around. People were musty.
Yeah.
One chick passed out, like, you know what I'm saying? So I agree, but at the same time, if I'm gonna spend that much money, I'm gonna get my bang for my buck. In that kind of instance, you gotta go big or go home. And for those who don't know, concerts and festivals are different. Concerts may have opening acts, but you're typically only there to see maybe 3 or 4 people or one primary artist you bought a ticket for. A festival, you're paying for all the acts, all the people you're going to see over a certain amount of days. Coachella is 2 weekends. Lollapalooza is that a few weekends too? I know it's over a few days.
No, it's like 3-4 days.
It's like 3-4 days, stuff like that. Whereas the concert's one night, so the experience is different. I haven't been to a festival yet. Personally, I prefer concerts. They're a lot more intimate, especially smaller places too. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Reggie's, but Reggie's is a really good place to go see a concert because it's so small. You're right there with the artist, but it also depends on the artist that you're going to see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, for example, I saw Young Thug when he was on tour with Cole for the KOD tour. It was okay. It wasn't like, Young Thug, all the energy was like, man, it was. I get it, you're torn, you're tired, and you probably came from like Kansas the night before or something crazy like that. But
right.
I wasn't blown away versus when I saw Cole or Jaden Smith. So I don't know. I'd have to try a festival to really give my opinion on it. But I understand where you're coming from. Plus, a bunch of drunk people throwing elbows, smacking people. It's not like a good time.
Yeah, and like I said, I've never been to one, so I'm sure if I were to go, my whole outlook could be completely changed, and I would even state if that happened, I would say so. But from right now, I just feel like it wouldn't be something that I would want to go to all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know some people look forward to it, like they plan their year out over these festivals, but it's just not me, man. I don't know. I prefer concerts, I guess.
Me too. And on top of that, like you said, they plan their whole year out. You got people missing rent to go to these concerts, which is like a mental illness for real.
I don't know, man, because you got to think about what's life about. You want to get these experiences. Sometimes there's experiences that you will only have one chance to get. And what's rent over. I'm being real. Like what's rent over a once in a lifetime experience that you of your favorite artist or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see why people would do that. I can see why people would do that. Would I do that for my favorite artist? There's a once in a lifetime experience that I would regret not going to if I didn't go. Maybe I would. I'm not hating people that do that. I get it. Life is about experiences. Yes.
I feel you.
So I get it 100% how people would do that, but not missing rent 5 times a year. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like one time.
Right. I mean, I personally, I don't think I would ever do it just because it's like I gotta pay rent. Unless I know I can recoup it and I know I can make it back, I'm not gonna do it. That's me personally. Like I love Cole, will see him anytime. Love Kendrick, I love Drake. I would gladly see them at any given moment. But would I spend X amount of dollars or miss a car payment or whatever to go see them? Me personally, I'm not, because the other thing's priorities, and I'm gonna have their music together regardless. And as an artist, odds are they're gonna go back on tour again. So maybe sometime in the future I'll see him.
Not always. What if it's a farewell tour? This is my last show. Now there's no more music, nothing. I'm done. And the last show is in your hometown. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be like, well, I need to get this car payment in. I'd be like, yo, I can't pay my car payment right now. Click. Put that money towards the ticket.
I don't think I would, honestly. I think I'd still pay my rent. But maybe that's just me talking now. Lord knows if I'm in that situation, maybe. Maybe, you know something probably I'd do? I'd probably not eat.
You just not eat?
Nah, stupid.
You have to eat.
Yeah,
you gotta eat.
Now, one other thing that's really popping in the news lately is the USC scandal. And for those who aren't familiar with it, the lady, I forgot her name, she essentially, long story short, bribed for her daughter to get in the USC.
A lot of people, not just her. There's a whole thing.
I think Dr. Dre did it too, didn't he?
I heard there was a tweet I don't know if he did it, but I heard there's like
he put up a photo of him and his daughter.
Yeah, he was
I saw
happy that she got into college by herself, and then like it came out that he donated like
$30 million.
Millions to the college that she got accepted into, and then he deleted it. So I thought that was I wouldn't be surprised, you know. But like this is a big thing. It's not just the one or two ladies you hear in the news. Like this is like a whole.
Oh yeah.
This is a group of people that have been planning. It goes pretty deep, man. It's pretty nuts.
It is, and it's crazy to think how I can raise my son. He can bust his butt. We're a middle class family. You work so hard for these grades. You want to get into Harvard. You want to get into USC, Cal. You want to do all these things, but your spot's hooking up by somebody who's rich. Like that would make you want to fight.
Yeah,
I'm not a fighting person, bro, but that's how you get stole off.
That's what people are saying. You know, it's not fair to the people that are actually working hard to get to their whole life to get to this school, and then you got rich kids just paying their way. You know, lying about the sports they're in or the extracurricular activities they're doing or the scores they're getting on tests, lying about it just to get in, and they're not even taking it serious. You know, I'm sure this has been going on for years. You know, like years. So they just happen to get caught now. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen from this? I don't know. Something has to happen. They can't just like get slapped with a fine.
Yeah, that's not right.
That's just disrespectful to everyone in America.
Yeah.
I feel like that isn't rich. You know what I'm saying? So, but it is frustrating though because like you said, there are people that are working their whole lives to get to this point, and then you got people just kind of paying to get in. You know, not working at all.
Right.
It kind of shows how unequal we are on like what money can do for you, you know.
Absolutely, and it also reminds you how important opportunity is too, how valuable it is. In that reality, you know, money doesn't need everything because money can't replace time. Time is more valuable than money, but opportunity is more valuable than both of them, in my opinion. Because if you do great, the opportunity that gives you more time to focus on whatever your goal is, and the opportunity presents everything. That gives you the time to present whatever you have to learn whatever you want to learn. You know, whereas money can just be spent. It can go. You can make money anywhere. You go to McDonald's, make some money.
Right.
You can work any job, make some money. But opportunity is key. Will always take place over money. And I think that's the big thing behind it. That's the message that I took from it. Is that you're taking this opportunity away from other people who could have changed our world, who could actually want to do good for their families. You know, some people ride their entire hopes on one person. On one person to go to, I know it happens a lot in immigrant families. They rely on the one person in that family, typically someone like our age range, 18, 19, 20, to go to school, get the 4-year degree, come back and be the breadwinner for that family. And for you to go and be all rich and sign a check for your idiot son or whatever, your lazy son to go to college at a 4-year university, if someone else could use that, man, I think that deserves jail time, personally.
It was bribing one, and they were doing a lot of illegal things, you know. So it's definitely jail time. It's not. If it wasn't jail time, then people wouldn't be talking about it. You know what I'm saying? This would be a normal thing. So jail time definitely has to be handed out to somebody who I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just kind of interested to see what's gonna pop off with this case. But you're 100% right. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity is everything, you know, like, cause you could have all the skills in the world, but if you miss out on your opportunity to showcase it, you know, or the right person to see it, then what's the point of, you know, you kind of wasted your life practicing just to miss the opportunity. So, you know what I'm saying? So opportunity is key. You gotta take opportunities. You gotta jump, even if you feel like you aren't ready necessarily, you know, like if it's there, you gotta do it.
Right.
You feel me? So opportunity is everything, and they did take these opportunities away from a lot of children. Granted, I mean, it doesn't really necessarily matter what school you go to for what you're trying to do. You know, like if you were able to get into Harvard full ride, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to get to other colleges. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
it's not the point.
It's not the point. No, 100%, 100%. So hopefully, this didn't like deter certain children from like following their dreams or pursuing college at all, but it sucks, and it's just not fair. At the end of the day, it's just not fair to the people who actually worked hard to get to that level, to get accepted. You know, that you just kind of paid your way.
Right.
You know?
And then you got those who make it. This is a whole different conversation going off on a tangent. You got those who make it, who get 4-year degrees, but then don't even get jobs because they wasted time in college for jobs that may not even need a degree. But that's off topic.
That's a lot of people, actually.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. Are you paying attention to the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm paying attention to the playoffs.
What do you like so far?
Portland.
dogging.
I like Portland. Yeah,
Dame is dogging Russell right
nuts.
now.
They're up 3. They were 3-1, right?
3-1. They won again last night. Dame is dogging Russell.
I saw.
And it's crazy because I was having a conversation. I don't know if I talked to you about this. How I think Russell Westbrook is on his way to becoming the best point guard of all time.
I saw you tweet about it.
Yeah. And I honestly think so. You know, I've said it here on this show before. You have his 3 seasons in a row with a triple-double. You know, you have a scoring championship. You don't miss a game in your first 3 seasons. You win an MVP. You've carried that franchise on your shoulders. You take him to the playoffs almost every year. Something always gets in the way, of course, but some people are knocking him because he doesn't have playoff wins. Well, that's the case, we need to knock John Stockton because he don't have a chip, and we need to knock Chris Paul off. He don't have a chip. Now there's AI, so we can negate that conversation altogether. You know, I think Russell is still going to be the best point guard of all time when it's all said and done.
I mean, the argument's there for sure. I guess it all depends on what type of point guards you're talking about, because you got like pure point guards, you got score first point guards, you got pass first point guards, you know. So he did win a scoring title, which is dope. You know, as a point guard, that's not always.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, you know. But I don't know. It depends. You got to set certain, like, this is what I'm looking for as a point guard.
Right.
And does he fit the mold? Because a lot of people say John Stockton's the best point guard. Because he passed diamond, you know, and he's running the floor. So, I don't know. He did go to the finals, though.
Twice, I think.
Yeah, so he was there. He just had to play Michael Jordan. Right. So, I mean, it's not really, can't really hold that against him.
No,
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think we're going to have to wait to see when it's like what his career is looking like when it's all said and done. Because accolades don't always just make you the best.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? So, and if you're talking about position specific, you know, then we gotta look back. Okay, well, what is the job of that position? You know, what are they supposed to be good at, and who is the best at that? You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the argument's there. 100%. The argument's there that he is one of the best, if not the best, point guard.
Definitely. So far in the playoffs, I really like Boston out of the East. I think they have a lot of playoff experience between Kyrie, Al Horford. Kyrie already has a chip. He's been to the finals 3 times. Yeah. Technically twice because he got hurt the first year they played Golden State. Yeah, the first year they played Golden State, he was hurt. Golden State won that year. The second year they won. And the third year, they 2-peated in Cleveland. Yeah, so Kyrie has 2 chips. So he's been to the finals 3 times. All these playoff runs. Al Horford's been to the playoffs numerous times. Other than that, the team is fairly young, but they cohese well. Brad Stevens is a great coach. They're athletic on the wing. They're a really deep team. They have one of the best point guards in the game. I like them. Some other people out of the East. I like Philly a lot. Roster-wise, they probably have this top roster in the NBA, maybe number 2 to Golden State. But at the
You think Philly has a top roster?
One of the top rosters. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, roster-wise, I can't see anybody else who really... Maybe Toronto, but you look at the starting 5. Ben Simmons, J.J. Redick, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid. Off the bench, you got Mike Scott, T.J. McConnell. I
feel like they should be doing so much better if they
should.
The second best.
They should, and that's my other thing. Is that are they playoff ready? Are they cohesive? Are they? I mean, you lost. I mean,
they're a good team. They're a good team.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna make it out to the East though.
And that's my thing. Like they're a good team. They seem to play great together. They have youth on their side, but do you have the playoff experiences? Are you guys ready? This is your first year together as a whole unit, and they have a squad. So in terms of all that talent, it's kind of hard to mesh it all together. You're in the playoffs, anything can happen. You know, they lost a game to Brooklyn. Cool, that's one game. They're up 3-1 on Brooklyn right now. Odds are they're probably going to take the series unless something stupid happens.
Right.
You know, but overall I like them, but I still got Boston taking the East.
Over the Bucks?
Oh, I completely forgot about Milwaukee. Good Lord. You know what?
I don't think Philadelphia's going to beat the Bucks.
No, they're not. I completely forgot about Milwaukee. Completely forgot about it. No, they're not going to beat the Bucks. Because Giannis is my MVP and also the most unstoppable player on the planet right now, in my opinion. Nobody can guard. He's done. Did you see him dunk from the free throw line the other night? The other week? That's ridiculous.
I mean, that's not even hard for him, though. I mean,
right, but the fact
it's crazy that he did it, though. I mean, he's a freak, man. He's definitely a freak. But yeah, I think I can see Toronto coming out the East.
They always choke, bro.
It's not the same team, and they don't have LeBron there either.
True. So true.
And Kawhi is just a different animal, bro.
He is. But I like to see more. I haven't seen the bracket, but Milwaukee's going to the, I need to see the bracket before I make my predictions of who's going to the bracket. So while I do that, who do you like in the West?
I want Portland to do big things. I just feel like Golden State, they're just too good for the rest of, the West. But Portland is destroying OKC right now. I don't think people will really think about that. The Rockets, if they can play
perfect,
like they've been, if they can play perfect, then they probably could possibly beat the Warriors. But they really gotta play. They can't miss 27 threes in a row. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be on your game. And is everybody healthy on the Houston? Right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt,
she always does.
She always does.
Even on the Clippers, he got hurt. Same thing with Blake Griffin.
Everywhere. I mean, it's ridiculous. But if he doesn't get hurt, they might have a chance of doing something. And I'm not gonna sleep on Portland because Damian Lillard clearly has a chip on his shoulder.
That boy,
and he's gone on a tear.
What dog?
So it's gonna be nice to see him go up against if they ever have to face Golden State. It could be a nice point guard battle between the two of them.
Definitely. So the bracket right now. So in the East, Milwaukee it would beat Detroit, and they're gonna advance to the second. Now in the second round, which I hate we're gonna see this so early, they play Boston because Boston swept Indiana yesterday. So I kind of sucks we're gonna see that so early, but they will play Milwaukee and Boston being the second round. And then in the second round, right now, if everything goes as planned, Philly will play Toronto. Great game so far. It's great, but I just hate to see that so early. But that's what happens when you have really good teams.
I think Toronto's going to beat Philadelphia.
Because they have Kawhi.
Yeah, Kawhi is just...
He's MVP?
Quietly top 5 in the league.
Absolutely.
Quietly.
Oh, 100%.
And he's been quietly top 5 for I don't know how many years.
Very long time.
For a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be best two-way player in the game.
Definitely.
I'd say so.
I gave it to Paul George. Paul George got hurt, and I don't think he has... I like the way Kawhi plays better. I mean, Paul George, you look at skill-wise, just...
Paul George is a dog. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he's like he could be number 2, 1A, 1B type thing. But I think Kawhi is just...
He's a different beast. He's a Finals MVP.
He's elite on every level, defense and offense.
Absolutely. Now in the West, Golden State, like I said, if everything goes planned, Golden State will play Houston in the second round. Now I like Houston versus Golden State. Houston has a deeper roster defensively that they did. One thing that I noticed is that they have a lot of more perimeter defenders. PJ Tucker, Joe Green, Iman Shumpert, Austin Rivers, Chris Paul, and Eric Gordon. Now Golden State's main bread and butter is obviously the 3.
Right.
So by having these perimeter defenders, and you played this team 3 years in a row.
Yeah, you kind of have an idea of how they play.
You have an idea how they play, how they're going to play. Plus, they just lost to DeMarcus Cousins, which I think that's bad karma. That's what you get for talking all that crazy, saying KD's a snake, KD's weak, KD's a B-word, all this other stuff, and then you go join the team. That's karma, to me.
I don't know, man. I just feel bad for him, bro.
I do too. I don't want nobody getting hurt.
I don't think it's karma, though.
I think that's karma.
I mean, it's not like he was getting picked up. Nobody was picking him up.
True.
What are you gonna do? I'm just gonna not play basketball. If someone's gonna pick you up, someone's gonna pick you up. So I'm not mad at him for doing that. If that's all you can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just, it really does suck that he just came back from injury and now he has another injury, the same one that I think Victor Oladipo had.
Torn hammy.
Yeah, and bunched up in his leg and everything. So I'm just like, man.
Crazy.
You gotta lose some weight or something, man.
Something, bro. But he's skinny. That's the thing. Skinny-ish, but...
He could probably tone up.
Definitely.
You feel me?
Definitely. So, and at the bottom half of the bracket, Portland, OKC, and Denver, San Antonio. That Denver-San Antonio series looks really good. It's really competitive. I believe...
San Antonio's up.
Are they up?
Yeah.
Is it 3-1 or 2-1?
I think it's 3-1.
3-1 on Denver? Really?
I think.
Really?
Doesn't tell you on there?
I can see. Let me see. But, I like Denver overall as a team. I'm not going to be surprised if they get knocked out because they're so young.
Yeah, no, they're going to be a problem in the coming years, But yeah, I don't think they're going to make it out. This year, at least, San Antonio is looking pretty good. Even though they're not all 100% healthy, are they?
San Antonio, no. They lost DeJounte Murray at the beginning of the season. That's a key factor.
Yeah.
Dude can lock up. Dude is raw.
Yeah, I saw a video of him the other day of
that windmill.
Yeah, so he's looking good. So next year there might actually be a problem, especially depending on who they pick up. They're always a problem though.
Always.
I mean, it doesn't matter if they have nobody on the team. It just seems like Coach Pop just You can coach anything to a championship.
Yeah, you can. Coach me, coach.
For real.
They are tied 2-2 right now. But guys,
Okay.
we gotta wrap it up. Where can the people find you at, bro?
Same places as always. Instagram, Facebook. Even though I never use it, even though Instagram and Facebook are the same thing. Can't get away from Facebook, man. It's everywhere. Anyway, that's a different.
Yeah.
Pierce Anderson. Just type in my name. I'll pop up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Anything else? No, that's it.
Phone book. Look me up in the phone book.
I haven't seen a phone book in a minute.
I haven't either, bro. I haven't either. You guys can find me at Facebook at Devonn Overstreet, Facebook at School Detention, Twitter at DCJ15, Instagram at Devonnalan, and of course you can find me here every Monday from 5-6 p.m. here on WRLR 98.3. Thank you guys so much. You guys have an amazing week. Bang, 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 bang.